through the lot, now you know I'm coming through. When the growth look good on you, best believe they wanna screw now. I've been trying to climb, devil threw me in the dark. Baby, don't be insecure, you can still go make a mark like blow. Could never let them drain my soul now. Blow. Table turning like doorknobs, wow. Blow. I think I'm about to set sail. I'm a walking, living legend, walking with my chest out. Life keep dealing me cards, I keep feeling it.
What's going on, people? What's going on? It's G, and we're back in the building. I hope you guys are well. We're here for another match preview, Liverpool versus Luton. I believe this was a game that was, I think, just scheduled in for Liverpool. I think Chelsea haven't got a game this week. Obviously, we know Liverpool are in the Carabao Cup final against Chelsea. Chelsea have been given the week off, so, you know, lucky for them. Unfortunately, Liverpool have been asked to play this. I believe this was rearranged, but again, let me know in the comment section what it actually was. But I believe this was rearranged for this week in order for us to play this fixture. So a bit of a piss take, but it is what it is. You know, we just keep on moving. We just keep on rolling. Hopefully Liverpool can, of course, get the victory coming off the back of last weekend's victory against Brentford. You know, emphatic in the end. Liverpool running out comfortable winners, you know, especially playing first last weekend. Like I said, during that preview, in the Brentford preview, you know, playing first, you know, it just puts pressure on everybody else, especially when you win. You know, puts that pressure on the other title challengers, because now they're looking at it thinking, all right, crap, these guys have already done their job. I need to still do mine just to stay in whatever position I was originally going to be in if they obviously win. So the sheer fact that, you know, Arsenal were able to, you know, do their job, but then Manchester City, you know, ended up drawing with Chelsea. Yeah, it just kind of gives us a bit more breathing room, because I believe that Manchester City will be facing off. I just take a look here. Yeah, they will be facing off against Brentford actually today. So yeah, posting this video out today. So yeah, they should be playing against Brentford. That's their game in hand. Win or lose it, it doesn't even really matter now. Because now they can't overtake Liverpool, and that was obviously the big worry. But then, of course, we are playing our fixture tomorrow against Luton. So, yeah, man, right now things are calm. Things are, you know, they're looking decent, you know, in the league and stuff like that. If I just quickly show you guys the league table, you guys already know the league table. You know that Liverpool, yeah, I mean, Liverpool stay top. Do you feel me? And you got them Gooners not too far behind. Let's take that off. So yeah, you guys can obviously see Liverpool, obviously, of course, top by 2 points. Arsenal over there in second. Manchester City, of course, in third, and then obviously Aston Villa just a little bit behind there. So yeah, it's looking pretty good for Liverpool at this current moment in time. I mean, I feel like Manchester City probably will win against Brentford tonight. So it's mad, because that will leave them a point behind us, and the point's nothing to, you know what I mean, to get gassed about. But we've also lost the league by a point twice, so maybe it's our turn. Maybe it's our turn to, you know what I mean, to start winning the league by a point now. Arsenal will be on 55, Man City on 56, Liverpool on 57. 2 points is separating the top three, which is crazy. You know, and I don't think we've had races like this, you know, in recent times. To be honest, it's only really been Liverpool and Manchester City kind of vying for the title. I know Arsenal had their thing, but in terms of by the time that it, you know, finished up, you know, the points were kind of relatively big. So yeah, it's an interesting race at this current moment in time. I will definitely say that. And I think that looking at everything and thinking about everything, I just think that Liverpool just got to keep doing their thing. At the end of the day, that's all that Liverpool can realistically do, is continuously keep trying to do their thing, not necessarily worrying so much about what Manchester City are doing, what Arsenal are doing, because the reality is, if you don't win your game anyway, it's now irrelevant. You just need to make sure that you're doing your job. And against Luton, you know, this Wednesday, I think that's another. I said Brentford were going to be a tricky game. We ended up winning, you know, 3-4-1. But Luton, I still feel that would be, you know, relatively. We'll come out winners. I don't see that changing, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. But before I get obviously into my lineup, or my predicted lineup, what I would like to see, and my score prediction, guys, please make sure you're smashing the like and sharing. Again, bless up to everybody who has subscribed to the channel. We have passed that 1K mark. I will do a live at some point this week. I will be doing one. Don't know yet. I really don't know, because Liverpool play on Wednesday. So maybe Thursday or Friday, I'll try and see if I can squeeze one in, because the following week I will be away on holiday, people. So yeah, I'm not going to be doing any streams next week. So yeah, I'll see if I can try and get something done before the cup final. And I believe my last stream will be done on that Sunday for this week, and then yeah, I'll be off for the week. So yeah, guys, just keep doing your thing, keep liking, smashing the subscribe button, and sharing the content out. So Liverpool, we know, crazy amount of injuries. Diogo Jota, Curtis Jones, obviously we know Dominic Szoboszlai is injured, Trent Alexander-Arnold's injured, Alisson is injured, Thiago is of course injured, but I don't know if we can really count that. Mo Salah, touch and go. I don't know if he's going to play this week. Darwin Núñez, again, touch and go. I don't know if he's going to play this week. Like, it just seems like it is crazy. So many injuries. Read into it how you will. I know a lot of people are talking about the medical staff and the medical team, and oh yeah, the medical team is rare, this and this, that, and the third. And I can totally understand why we would be saying that. And I can see maybe not the logic, but I can at least see where you're coming from in that kind of regards. But I mean, and then I can see the other flip side where it's like, oh, it's just unlucky. Yes, there might just be an element of luck. Although I don't know, I always feel like unlucky is something that happens once. That's when I'm like, oh, that's so unlucky. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, he stubbed his toe. That's so unlucky, because he never does that. But the Liverpool, we're kind of renowned for injuries. Like, no matter what the injury is, doesn't matter what the actual injury is, we're just renowned for getting injuries under Jurgen Klopp. Whether that's in game, whether that's in training, it really doesn't matter. It's the injuries in itself, kind of thing. Of course, you can't legislate for injuries in matches. I get that, but there are certain types of injuries that are in matches where you're like, okay, could that injury have been avoided? I.e., if the player for example, didn't play in that match, or say, for example, the player was just aggravating something that the staff already knew that he kind of had. Maybe he already had a bit of a dodgy knee, but we decided to play him anyway. Again, this is just all speculation. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, and I haven't got a clue, kind of thing. But sometimes I don't think it's always just as black and white. Do you get what I'm trying to say? As, oh yeah, just unlucky, yeah, it's just match stuff, blah blah blah. Liverpool are renowned, very very renowned for getting injuries, regardless of the type of injuries. We are so renowned for it. So there's going to be people who are going to look in that and think one of whatever things. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I don't really think that that's a bad thing necessarily. I'm not saying we must look at the the medical department. I'm not saying it's solely on them. I'm not saying that. But it's on everybody at the end of the day. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Whether that's the players themselves, aggregating injuries, aggravating injuries, if it's the manager, who's not really taking 100% care, if it's the medical staff who are not competent enough. Again, like I said, the element of luck in certain situations, a player landing on your leg, that could just happen. I mean, happens to another player, he doesn't get injured, but happens to this player, he gets injured. There's so many different things, man. There's so many different things. But regardless of anything, Liverpool do have a lot of injuries, and I think it's annoying, of course, having this game against Luton in the midweek, because it's like, if we just at least had a break, at least now we're not at risk of getting more injuries, because for all we know, we might be missing a next player. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then the next player, and then the next player. And it's like, maybe a player who we didn't really want to play in this game, we're going to have to play him. Like, for example, we may play Mo Salah and Darwin Núñez, for example, against Luton. I don't know. We might play them. But let's just say if we didn't have Luton this week, they'll be getting that rest. Mo Salah just coming back off a bit of an injury layoff, for him, in terms of how long he was out for. Needs a bit more rest. Darwin Núñez, I don't know what the situation was even there. Klopp didn't even sound like he understood. So again, if we didn't have this game against Luton, would they be playing? Probably not. Like it's it's crazy, and it's unfortunate that we do have this game, but we have this game, so we need to make sure we can get those 3 points, and then just kind of stay ahead of the pack, especially before we go for this Carabao Cup, because I don't know how the games are going to work out in terms of will we be a game behind potentially, or sorry, will we have a game in hand at some point in time? But then that would mean that maybe another team might go. Arsenal, City potentially could go ahead of us. I don't really know how it's going to work in the next couple of weeks. I know that's kind of how it usually works in and around this Carabao Cup period of time, if you're in the final anyway. And of course, we're in the Europa League next round and FA Cup next round. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, very, very interesting to see kind of what's going to happen, what's going on, etc., etc. So yeah, just kind of wait and see on that one. And then, yeah, we kind of take it from there. But like I said, you can look at the injury situation both ways, and you can look at it, at the same time and say, yeah, listen, it can be unlucky, but ultimately we still got a fixture to fulfill. Everybody's screaming about Liverpool have squad depth. Oh, we've got two teams that could potentially win a league, which we 100% do not. But again, I understand why people have said that, and I understand why people think that, in that kind of regards. But let's see it now. Let's see the depth that, everyone keeps talking about. Let's see kind of how that kind of looks now. Now, obviously, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, and we'll go through, my predicted 11. But at the end of the day, once you go through that 11, and even if you guys just think about all the players who are actually still available, then it shouldn't be. This shouldn't be a game where we should be worried about, if I'm being totally honest. But I just know Liverpool, and I know how they'll always continue to make things tricky for themselves. But let's get into the predicted lineup anyway. So I've already self-populated a couple of them anyhow. Lord have mercy. Cool. It's just larger than that, actually. All right, so I've already put Keller in just because I believe, obviously, Ali's not going to be there. Van Dijk is in, and I put Endo in. I feel like those ones are definitely playing, considering we don't really have enough players. But let's go through it anyway. Left back. I think he will go with. It's a bit of a tricky one. Is Simicast back? I don't know. That's a very good. Is Simicast? If Simicast is available, let me actually check Liverpool's last game. Was Simicast on the bench or something? I can't actually remember. Well, I don't remember him being on the bench, but maybe he was. I wasn't really checking for him. But yeah, no, he was on the bench. He was on the bench. The only reason why I say this, is because obviously we then still got to think about the cup final in itself. And I don't know if he wants to keep playing. Like, I'm thinking about the other side. I'm going to go with Simicast. And the reason why I'm doing that is just purely because on the right-hand side, I would actually go with Joe Gomez just for this game. Unless he's going to go with Bradley and then Joe Gomez for the final. That could be a shout. That could be a potential shout. Yeah, that could be a shout, actually. You know what? I'm going to do that then. That's what I like. I like that one. So, yeah, Bradley for today, but then Gomez, of course, for the final. I think Gomez deserves to. I think we would need Gomez in that final anyway. So, yeah, I think put Joe Gomez for the final. We want to get that victory. But then Simicast out there on the left. Like I said, just because Roberts obviously played a lot of games since he's come back. So it's just really to give him that rest. Before the final, again, we are running low on players. So just trying to save as many players as humanly possible. And I'll play Kwanzaa at the back. Yeah, you really know I don't trust Canate like that. Very, very injury prone. Don't trust that he can play that many games in a week. I know he came back, of course, for the Brentford game, but I'm like, nah, take a break this. You know what I mean? During the midweek, we need you for the final. I do not trust that he's going to be able to play today, like tomorrow's game, and then play the final. He'll catch an injury somewhere, man. So let's just keep him as fit as possible. Endo, as I mentioned, he's kind of a foregone conclusion. Midfield, fucking hell, we got available. McAllister, I think he's available. And then Gravenberch. Yeah, Gravenberch, yeah. Not my favorite midfield, if I'm being totally honest with you. If I'm being a buck with you, one, you don't know from McAllister and Gravenberch, you never know what type of player that you're going to get. They're both a bit like this, especially Gravenberch. Like, I don't know, is this going to be the Gravenberch who's on job, or is this just going to be Gravenberch who's just doing up nonsense? I have no idea. He was decent when he came on against Brentford, but then he was crapping up. Like, he's too up and down. So I don't know which Gravenberch, but I'm just going based on this is all we kind of really have left, if I'm being, totally honest with you. Just trying to think. Mo Salah and Darwin Núñez. I don't know if they're going to play. So I'll just do this for now, right? So that's what I'll go with just for the time being, purely because I don't know if he's going to play. That's just it. Not because otherwise I would probably play. No, you know what? We still need to rest players for the Chelsea game. So maybe this would just be a good enough team anyway. But yeah, so this team's kind of like a... but it should be good enough to beat Luton. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't feel like it. And if Mo Salah and Darwin Núñez and whoever else is available on the bench, then yeah, that we should be okay enough, Robbo or whoever on the bench to be able to get through this kind of fixture. Again, not to disrespect Luton. Luton are very tough. That's what I will say. Luton can be very, very tough. So you do definitely need to be careful with someone like them. But I do think that we should be able to defeat them with this team. And then again, like I said, depending on who's on the bench, depending on who's available, can we then, of course, bring them off the bench to be able to, do their thing. But yeah, that's the team that I'm going for. So Keller in goal, Tsimikas at left back, Bradley right back, Van Dijk and Kwanzaa in the middle, Endo, Gravenberch, McAllister, Luis Diaz, Cody Gakpo, Harvey Elliott. Yeah. I think that's kind of the team that I wouldn't mind, so to speak, going with. Let me know, of course, what you guys think in the comment section. My prediction scoreline is 3-2. 3-2. I know you're seeing 3-2 thinking, what? The reason I'm saying 3-2 is more because, not because I think it's going to be that tight. I think it will just end up like that in terms of the scoreline. Luton will score, I reckon, in like stoppage time in the second half, but we will be 3-1 up at that point, where we would have been, it will be a tight game, maybe at 2-0, then they score to make it 2-1, but then I think we'll score to make it 3-1, and it will just make the game comfortable, and then, they'll score right at the death, stoppage time to make it 3-2, but the reality is for the last 15, 20 minutes, Liverpool have been comfortable, in the game, just maybe missed a few chances and etc. So yeah, that's why I've gone for that scoreline. At the end of the day, we got to remember we drew 1-1 with these guys. So let's not act like, yeah, there's some whipping boys. They've had some good fixtures, really, really good fixtures this season. I've seen them play against all the top teams, and they've played well. They played really, really well. So yeah, I don't want to disrespect Luton in that regards. They can make it tough. I don't know what it is about them, but they can make it tough for you. So yeah, as long as you don't have that complacency set in, then we'll be all right. And yeah, we should run out relatively comfortable winners. But I've gone for 3-2. Let me know, of course, what you guys think in the comment section. That is my Liverpool versus Luton preview. Guys, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the damn channel. We're on the road to 1,500 subscribers. So please, 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 if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm G, preview done and dusted. We out.